Today we have in our studio Mr. Matthijs Van Gaalen. He is the National Councillor for the Conservative Party of Canada. Please join me in welcoming him to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, so for the benefit of our viewers, why don't we begin by telling us what is the National Council, what is the role of the National Council?
Yeah, for sure. So in a political party like the Conservative Party, there is three governing bodies. Mm-hmm. One is the leader, who sets the platform and the policies that most Canadians get in touch with and hear through the media. The other part is the fund, which runs the fundraising, and then the National Council takes care of everything else. Mm-hmm. So for a lot of people who are involved in the Conservative Party, it's the body that's most in touch with them for the people who are most connected to the party, like the members, the delegates, the people who are passionate about being involved in the party. So.
All right, and you've been on this council for the last 2 years?
Yes, for sure. I've been on the National Council for 2 years.
Okay.
We were elected in Vancouver in 2016, and now every 2 years we get elected once again. So the members have an opportunity to decide who they want to have governing their party for the next 2 years. So it's very much of a grassroots council in the sense that MPs get elected every 4 years, we get elected every 2 years. So.
All right, so how has this experience been for you?
It's been a great experience. You know, it's behind the scenes. It's a behind the scenes role, but at the same time you can impact the members and the people who are involved in the Conservative movement across Canada in a very intimate way. Some of the ways are running a clean nomination process when it comes to candidates. Another way is we're the ones who draft the code of conduct. So before there might be, the code of conduct would only cover employees, but now it stretches out to everybody who's involved in the Conservative movement. Or we have a huge say when it comes to how the party runs when it comes to the finances. So it's been a great involvement. Everyone has their way of being involved. Some people door knock, some people call, some people are running for candidates, some people are cabinet ministers or leader of our party. And this is a way that I'd like to contribute, and I have contributed over the last 2 years. So.
All right, so any challenges you experienced on the council that you would like to address moving forward?
There's a lot of things. Like the thing about being a National Council for a first term is that it's a learning curve for the first year, and the second year you're working as hard as you can. But then your term's up. So this time I feel like I've got my wings, and it'd be nice to continue to work very hard. There's a lot of documents that people on our party use on a daily basis when it comes to how they govern their EDAs. I'd like to update them. They haven't been looked at for 15 years. Make sure our party is more in touch with the grassroots and the members of our party. Through better communication, more positive communication, so they see what our party is doing for them.
Okay.
So there's many things, yeah.
All right. Now, you'd like to come back?
Yes, for sure.
All right, and we would like to see you back on the council. What are some of the things that you will be doing on this new term should people give you an opportunity?
Yeah, so the first thing we'll be doing when we get elected is it's a short term, it's 2 years. So we'll be setting priorities as to what we want to accomplish. The key thing for the next 2-year term is selecting good candidates. We already have 125 candidates, but there's 200 more we need.
Okay.
The election is only a year away. So we're going to be running an impartial, clean process when it comes to selecting candidates that really energizes the people who are involved in the Conservative movement and hopefully all Canadians, because we have something to sell that's a very positive vision for Canada.
Okay. Now, what are some of the things that you are looking for in candidates?
In candidates, so we're looking for people that inspire Canadians to vote for the Conservative movement, that sell our positive message, that have a Conservative story where that touches the lives of most Canadians, the average Canadians. We're looking for people who want to involve with our grassroots. So it's not great to have a race where there's only one candidate. So we want to see not only great candidates, but also many of them contesting to represent our party. So that's. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's really good. Now, there are many people who are watching this program. What would you like to tell them if you could speak to them directly?
Yes.
Why they should pick you over the other candidates?
Yeah, so there's many people who are considering whether to join a party. Our party is a great party to join. We have events. It's a fun party to be involved in. If you're a delegate and you're going to the convention, you have an opportunity to vote for national councillors. And I have the experience of being on the National Council for 2 years. I'm the only incumbent running again out of the 4 people you can vote for on the National Council. And that experience comes with a lot of value. And I also have a vision when it comes to what we want to accomplish. Clean candidate selection, communication with our grassroots, clean operation of our party when it comes to decreasing the amount we spend so we can spend more on the campaign rather than on operational expenses. So.
All right, well, we're all looking for, a party that is transparent and that's inclusive and it's accountable. That's what most Canadians are looking for. Do you want to share with us what your platform is? Why should people pick you over the others?
So looking forward to the next 2 years, what I'd like to accomplish is looking at some of the governance documents that run our parties locally, so it makes it easier for people who are involved locally to understand how to run the local operation. Looking at the leadership process, because we had an election leadership selection just a year ago.
Yes.
And people have a lot of thoughts on how that went, whether we can do a better job. We should take those insights and build a leadership process that reflects how people thought it went, so that in a decade or so, assuming Andrew Scheer would be successful, we have it already set out. Another key component of it is to ensure that we have clean, fair, transparent, impartial candidate selection process. So we'll be selecting 200 more candidates from now to next election in October. And it's important that those are done in a very transparent way so people have trust in how we selected our candidates.
That's really, really important.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't really even understand the process, especially at the local level. It would be helpful moving forward if all the EDAs are listed on the website, because a lot of people don't even know how to find these people who are running these EDAs and how they can get involved. I think that would be a good thing to do moving forward. Now, when I was reading through your bio, I noticed that you are trying to get the young people involved in the process.
For sure.
It's a difficult thing to do, so what are you doing to get them involved?
The young people are a challenge at all times, because you can become a member, and a lot of people don't know this, at 14 years old.
Yes.
Even before you can vote in the election, you can become a member of the political parties, the Conservative Party. So we have to really work to make sure that people at a very young age have a way to become involved. And oftentimes they're not interested in the meetings that might be happening locally, but they want to be involved in the events and included. So one of the ways we're doing that is by sharing local events through the internet, on websites, where it's much more easy to access for young people. So when they have that moment where they're like, I want to get involved, it's much more easy, so they can just look online, find an event that's near them in their city, in their town, and attend it, rather than having to call a president of their local association and attend the board meeting. So it's much more in touch with them, and also sharing the positive Conservative message. It affects young people too. We want a country that's innovative, that's prosperous, that has jobs for them, and this is the Conservative message. It doesn't have to wait till you receive a paycheck to be important to you, that you have the security of knowing that our country will give you a job when you grow up, and will be a good place to live.
All right. Now, there are some people who are going to be attending the convention. What are some of the things that you would like to speak to them directly? And who are the people who can vote for delegates like you?
Yeah. So at the convention, only delegates will be able to vote. So these people have been selected, 10 of them, 12 of them, from their local riding associations. And they attend the Halifax convention. And they're the ones that get to vote. And as a delegate, you have 3 main roles. The one is to meet all the Conservatives from across the country and have great conversations and have a great time. The second thing is you'll be able to vote on policy and constitutional changes and debate the things that are close to your heart. And the third function of the delegates is to select the national councillors. So in Ontario, which is the province that I come from, they can select four delegates, four national councillors
Okay.
at the convention out of the 9 that are running.
Okay.
So they'll have a lot of key decisions to make at the convention. It'll be a lot of fun, but there's important decisions to be made.
All right, and I know all of you who are attending, you're going to be paying close attention to all the candidates who are going to be there. And we've known Mr. Van Gaalen for some time now, so I'm very comfortable recommending him to you. And I know that we need people like you with experience and expertise and passion for the party.
I appreciate that.
All right, so there you go. We're going to invite him back to talk a little bit more about the Conservative Party and why people should choose this party over the others. In the meantime, we have lots more for you. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We
so
look
much.
forward to having you again.
Thank you.
All right.